Good morning, Bloom. My name is Axelle Ducos, and I work for Land Life, a nature restoration company.
Hello, everyone. Marie Gruder from Axelle. Really happy to be here.
Let me take you for a few minutes only away from beautiful, mega diverse Colombia to take you to another beautiful, mega diverse country, Indonesia. More precisely, let me take you to Renang in the island of Borneo with its unique heath forest ecosystem, which is also the home of the iconic species, the orangutan. Now, that ecosystem has been under tremendous pressure for decades due to overlogging, primarily for timber, so selective logging, which creates wildfires. The ecosystem is severely degraded, so much so that the land will not, within our lifetime and on its own, regenerate to the healthy ecosystem that it once was. And this is where we intervene with the support of AXA to bring together a high integrity reforestation project. High integrity means using diverse, native only tree species as part of the planting. And this can only be done in collaboration with the local community, the Dayak, who work very closely with us. And here you see some of the nurseries that we co-created together and that the community manages. Now, what's exciting about this reforestation project is that in it, we are really pioneering biodiversity baselining for both on the degraded land, but also on a benchmark forest, similar forest that is close by, so that we really have a good sense of where we are, what is the gap between the degraded land and what a healthy ecosystem it should be. Now, to do that, we use a number of new advanced tech. We're using bioacoustics, we're using satellite imagery, and we are using remote sensing. These technologies hold great promise because they can scale. And that is fantastic because, of course, we want to have impact at scale. But before you can really scale up and use this technology on a very large landscape, you need first to adapt them to that ecosystem. You need to enrich them with the local knowledge, and you need to ground truth them. And this is exactly what we're doing in this project. So to use the example of bioacoustics in terms of adapting it, bioacoustics, for those of you who may not be familiar, you basically put recorders on trees, you leave them for a couple of weeks, you record everything, and then the algorithm will pick out all of the animal noises and assign them, identify them to right species. Now, of course, when we start from a degraded land, there are no trees. So the first adaptation that we had to make was to create, with our bioacoustics partner, to create basically a spike protocol so that we could truly compare the data from the degraded land to the benchmark forest. The second thing is that while the technology is good, it's not yet perfect. And it is not able yet to capture or recognize all of the animal noise, nor to assign them to the right species. And this is where we work again with the local community, local experts, and also local academics to bring that knowledge and to help to train the tool so that it can be deployed later. And in terms of the ground truthing, we use all the well-established, maybe lower tech, but proven methods like field surveys. And what's exciting is that when you bring all of these technologies together, we get to a very robust set of biodiversity indicators that capture the key biodiversity dimensions relevant for this ecosystem. Which means that when we come back in 2 years to measure, we can have confidence in the data that we're seeing, and we can truly evaluate the impact of the high integrity reforestation on biodiversity. We think this is key. We think this will help to bring confidence and unlock more capital going into nature restoration. Now, we know that a lot of companies are more and more understanding their reliance on nature and are investing in their value chain, which is fantastic. But I think the case we're trying to make here as well is that it is important to also restore beyond the value chain, right? And that value chain, really nature for nature mitigation is important because it drives ecosystem resilience and it basically helps protect the asset that you have in your value chain by lowering the risk. Now, of course, in doing all of that, also protecting the habitat and recovering habitat of the orangutan. Up to you, Marika.
Thank you, Axelle. So yes, nature and biodiversity is definitely a key focus of ours at AXA. And as Axelle has just highlighted, we're expanding the work now on a topic that both Land Life and AXA hold dear, ecosystem protection and restoration. I'm not going to give you details about what AXA does. I'd like to highlight, however, that beyond investing and also factoring nature in our underwriting activities, we believe that it's essential to look at the full range of opportunities to actually make a difference on this topic. And actually, this is what we're doing with Land Life. So I could go on about the ways in which this actually fits into our strategy, but I'll just give you a few. So I'd say that this partnership is interesting for us because it's supporting the development of the needed expertise and technology, as Axelle has highlighted, and also recognizing that we can't do it alone. So we need to partner up, and we have a range of partners just on this one initiative. I would say also that in terms of impact, we're looking at ecosystems as a whole, and so we're not just focusing on planting trees. We're also looking at restoring the land before planting. And that, I think that's not exactly what most people do. So I wanted to highlight that. And then maybe last point, I've actually been to Borneo, not in the Indonesian part, but the Malaysian part. And what's interesting is I did learn why deforestation is taking place. And it's very simple. You have people on the ground who are just looking for a means to have a revenue and to subsist. And so that's why the community engagement of this initiative is very important as well, because it's a means to sustain what is effectively going on the ground and to actually serve what we consider to be a shared future. So I invite you very much to reach out to Axelle in particular to learn more. And thank you very much for being here.